morning, everybody. Before we start with today's lesson, I want to show you a few things. So everything that's old for the term 2, I put them in this folder. It's called term 2 old lessons. So everything we took in term 2, they're all here. Everything about forces and everything. Okay, electromagnetism lesson, we already finished that, but I want to show you that every time I finish a lesson, I will put everything in the lesson folder. I know you have a day-by-day folder for home study, but this is when, if you want to get back to it, it's all here. So there's the PowerPoint, the book, all the answer keys, teacher summary videos, lab, and YouTube videos. It's all over here if you ever need it. Okay, so you have the Earth, Sun, and Moon system. This is our new lesson. Okay, it's actually module H. I'm going to fix that. It says module K. So you go inside. You have the book and the PowerPoint, so we're going to open the PowerPoint. Okay, when I'm done with the lesson, I'll put all the videos and everything, the answer keys, just like the other lesson. Okay, so it's the Earth, Sun, and Moon system. In this lesson, you're basically going to learn about why we see the moon rising and setting, why we see different patterns of the stars during the year, how the moon revolves around the Earth, how the moon moves, how the Earth moves, how the sun moves. We're going to learn about moon cycles. We're going to learn about eclipses. But just for today, we're basically going to learn about a few things. Okay? Well, first of all, this is just the beginning. You already know all of this. It's nothing for you, nothing new for you. So you know that we have daytime and nighttime. And daytime is when we have light. Nighttime is when we have dark. Easy. And daytime and nighttime together amount to 24 hours, and that's the number of hours in a day on Earth. You already know that. Nothing new. It's just an introduction to the lesson, so it's in the book. Just telling you. Okay? Now, the reason we have day and night is because the Earth rotates, okay, around itself. The Earth moves around itself. Okay, and it moves around itself once every 24 hours. So once every day, it rotates around itself. Okay? So, what it says here, that the period of the time when the sun is directly shining on an area is daytime. So this is daytime and this is nighttime. Why is it night here? It's because the Earth is facing away from the sun. Why is it day here? It's because the Earth is facing towards the sun. So if you live here, for example, actually we live here. This is the Emirates. We live over here, so we probably have nighttime over here. But people who live in Africa, and people who live here, okay, let's say they would have daytime. Why? Because they're facing the sun. And a few hours later, the Earth would turn around itself, and then people who have day will have night, and then you who have night will later on have day. So that's how it works. That's why we have day and night. It's because the Earth turns around itself. And when the Earth is facing away from the sun, it is night. When the Earth is facing towards the sun, it is day. Okay? And how long does it take the Earth to make one turn? 24 hours. One turn around itself, not around the sun. That's a different thing. Okay. Now, the sun actually rises from the east and it sets in the west. Okay? But that's actually just an appearance. The sun actually doesn't move. Okay? The sun does rotate around itself, but it doesn't actually move. What moves is the Earth. The Earth's rotation around itself is what makes the sun appear to travel across the sky. It appears, when you look at a sunset, you feel, oh look, the sun's going down, but that's actually not how it works. It's because the Earth is moving around itself, we can see that the sun is setting, but this only appears. So look at this. I wrote an important note over here. I said the sun doesn't actually move. It appears to move because of the movement of the Earth. The movement of the Earth is what makes the sun actually appear, to move across the sky. Okay? That's important to know. So, okay, now the stars. The stars, scientists have actually grouped some stars together. Okay, so they see a group of stars together that make a certain shape. So they made these shapes, they grouped them, and then they gave them names. For example, this is called the Big Dipper because it looks like, you know, kind of a Big Dipper. Okay, kind of a spoon that, you know, you can. A spoon is called a dipper. The one that's a ladle, you know, where you can take soup. So that's called a Big Dipper. So the scientists have grouped stars together, gave them a name, and each one has a name. So there's Orion, Big Dipper, and the group of stars, or stars that have a specific pattern, they call them constellations. Okay, so stars that have specific pattern, we call these constellations. Okay. Now sometimes we look at the stars and we look at the sky, the stars, and we can see these constellations. Okay, but since the Earth is moving around the sun, okay, so the Earth moves around itself and around the sun. It has two movements. It moves around itself and around the sun. Because the Earth is moving around the sun, you don't see the same stars all year long. So in November, you would see a group of stars, okay? And then in June, you would probably see a different group of stars, okay? You will not see the same group of stars all year long. Why? Because the Earth is moving. Now we're gonna see more of that later because it's gonna come. In session 2, and it's gonna come in the explanation in another video. Okay, but I thought I should mention it. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you something. Why do you think we see stars at nighttime and the sun during the daytime? Like, why don't we see stars during the day? Do they actually disappear? Are there no stars here? How come, how come we see the stars during the night and not during the day? It's basically because the sun is closer to us, so its light is bright, and this conceals our vision of the stars. Because the sun is so bright, we're not able to see the stars during the day because the sun is much closer to us than the stars. At night, the sun doesn't shine at the area that is away from the sun, so at nighttime we're able to see the stars because the sun's light does not conceal it. Okay, so stars are visible at night on the side of the Earth facing away from the sun. Here. Doesn't mean that there are no stars here, it's just that you can't see them, okay, because the sun is very bright. Okay? Stars are always there, it just depends on the light. Much like the sun, during the day, stars do not change location, but they appear to move from east to west during the night. It's just the same as the sun. It appears to move, but it doesn't. The Earth's rotation is what moves, and we feel like stars are moving. Okay? The moon always rises in the east and sets in the west. It appears to travel, same thing, it just appears. Okay, but it's because the Earth's rotation, okay, we can see it that it's rising and setting. Also, another thing you should know about the moon, that it also rotates around itself, and it rotates around the Earth. We're going to see the rotation, and we're going to learn about all of that later. Okay, that's it for today. We're going to learn about all the other stuff on another day.